This is Stars and Scopes with your friend Uma, updated every new and full moon with guidance based on planetary transits in the current sky and extra support from tarot. For accuracy, take a look at your rising sign first if you know it, and do feel free to listen to your sun, moon and rising if you'd like the full picture. If you're interested in your birth chart, check out the readings page at umaruby.com. And if you'd like to support the work, head over to buymeacoffee.com/umaruby and you can buy me a coffee. Finally, if you're a visual learner, look up Uma Ruby Tarot on YouTube and you can watch and learn. Okay, let's take a look. Hello Libra and Libra rising, welcome to your horoscope for the new moon in Virgo happening on August the 27th at 6:17 p.m. if you're in the southern hemisphere with me, like a virgin or not. Here we are in the fresh beginning of Virgo season. The sun's moved from Leo to Virgo, so collectively we're all going to take a little second look at our rhythms and our health and our vessel. We're going to ground a little bit and use that Virgo energy to heal ourselves in some way. It's really important that we all consider this part of our lives. And your sixth house is ruled by, it's not ruled by Virgo, it is your 12th. It's kind of in the opposite sort of side of things, but that's what you do really well, Libra. You balance things out. So when considering this new moon in the 12th, consider the 6th as well. But a new moon in your 12th, which is all about the unconscious realms and your access to maybe your past lives or your ancient wisdom or your dream language or your ability to slip into the astral realm. All of those things are incorporated in the 12th. And for a new moon to happen there, it's your chance to wish, make a wish upon a star. This is your chance to actually directly speak to your dreams. So depending on your ritual, if you do nothing else but wish before you go to bed, just ask your dreams. Just say, show me something. What do I need to know? Where do I need to go from here? What's next for me? That would be a really good thing to do. There's a difficult aspect that's happening with this moon, and it's in sort of like a direct square. So 4 degrees, we have the sun and the moon in that conjunction, that darkness, at 4 degrees in Virgo. At 4 degrees in Gemini, Mars has just entered the picture. So Mars is about forward movement and fire and direction and passion in a lot of ways. For you, that's your 9th house. So Gemini rules the 9th for you. The 9th is all about travel and mind expansion and teaching and publishing and astrology and philosophy, all of those sorts of esoteric kind of realms of thinking. So Mars is staying in Gemini for the next 7 months, which is unusual. They normally move on quite quickly, but there's a retrograde that's happening and they won't budge from Gemini until 7 months from now. So you've got a lot of time to stoke that fire. I wonder what's going to happen, Libra. I wonder what you want to learn or what you think you can't learn or what your limits are in terms of your intelligence. In terms of your perceived intelligence, the perceived limits is what I'm talking about. What you think that you're capable of. The tarot cards that we're going to talk about are the 8 of Swords. So this is where Mars is right now in Gemini. This talks about liberty in a lot of ways. It talks about a threat of too many thoughts that may be keeping you caged, maybe a limit to your ability to expand or your want to expand, or it could be anxiety too. There's something around this card that we need to remember, that the figure in this card has every access to setting themselves free. They're standing up, they're on their own 2 feet, the cage, or the perceived cage of swords, is actually not. It's actually a horseshoe. It's a cup. It's a U. There's a way out. There's a lot of water going on in this card too. You can sort of see them standing in like a boggy marsh there. So maybe some emotional stuff is sort of, maybe there's a relationship with organized religion and witchcraft. Maybe there's a toing and froing here. You're watching me for some reason, so I don't mean to tempt you in my Virgo way, but virginity doesn't mean shit in my book. The moon and the sun are at 4 degrees in Virgo, and that is the 8 of Pentacles. This card talks all about diligence and rhythm and consistency. So for this to be lingering around in your 12th house, I wonder what you know already. That would probably be the question that I might ask you at this new moon, Libra, and what you can probably ask too. I wonder what you know already about your access to magic. If that's what you're watching this for, you might not be, but I think that there might be a hope, there might be a glimmer that you are. I would ask the new moon to show you the next step, because if there's going to be anxiety at the moment for you in the 9th, in that house that talks all about travel and mind expansion and journeying, then ask your dreams for the guidance and the reassurance that your next leg, your next journey, your next cycle is going to be a really bountiful one. But there might be some tips or tricks or tidbits that you could glean from your dreamscape, from your unconscious self. It's an interesting thing when we think about the conscious reality and the unconscious reality, isn't it? And there's that, the 12th and the 6th house talk all about that dance. There's the practicality of Virgo, and Virgo rules our 6th as a group, as a collective consciousness, which is all about the ritual of daily tasks, about work, about being grounded, about being here. The 12th is the exact opposite of that. So how are you going to meld those two together? What plans do you have to draw from the 12th into the 6th, if any? And if not, then what do you wish for? That's the sky. I'm going to pull you some intuitive tarot now, Libra, because it's the season of the witch and I feel like doing it. So Spirit, please, I need 3 cards. I want to talk to Libra some more. Let's crack into their 12th house. What do you need them or want them or wish for them to know at this new moon? And what are they being granted permission to ask for? I got the Hierophant. This is a very big 9th house card. This is the crone, the other goddess on the mountaintop. Not Venus, the other one, the one that knows some shit. Shit, man, I got the 3 of Swords for you again, Libra. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. And 7 of Cups. Yeah. This emotion is being cradled right now, Libra. I can really feel quite confident and relaxed to give you this message that there is going to be a catalyst for you at this new moon. You're going to have the want and the will and the drive and the support to expand your mind. There's something about your soul, your sense of self, your sort of destiny in some ways that is so considerate of other people, and the idea of hurting somebody else, or the idea of that imbalance is a difficult thing to get over. You're ruled by Venus, Libra. It's one thing to remember. So I know that I slagged her off before, but maybe she's probably good to bring into this picture at the moment. Venus is about love and art and pleasure and beauty and abundance. And right now Libra's just entered Leo. All right, so there's a goldenness there. There's a pride that we can have about that part of our psyche. You're coming to a place where you need some guidance here. You need to sit with someone that you trust, and you need to sit with someone that has access to healing, that has the Midas touch or the magic touch, or that has something that you can absorb, and maybe also incorporate into your own practice. It's often is the case that Libras do go into the healing arts because of their compassion and because of their love of their fellow human. So at the moment, this energy is really, it's come up, it came up 2 weeks ago, and obviously this is not a space that we're going to get over in a fortnight, are we? And this is maybe residual. This could be something that's lingering. This could be something that has come up again for you. Because if we think about life in terms of cyclical time rather than linear time, we've got to get that out of our head. It doesn't suit you as well, Libra, to have that sort of beginning, middle, and end mindset, because you've not failed or you've not ruined anything. But I do sense that here there's sort of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 options. There's a lot of air here. The swords are air. The swords are thoughts, and if you can see, all of this emotional potential is sitting in the clouds. So in some ways, we need to get you to this rhythm. We need you to find this Virgo grounding. I think Virgo is one of the most healing signs in the whole zodiac. They often have a magic touch, and maybe it could be something about sort of getting back into your physical self and being regrounded into your physical body, being welcomed back into that physical space, because these swords, they need to come out of your heart so you can allow that flow. At the moment, this flow isn't happening. It's almost like a distraction at the moment that I'm sort of sensing here. It's sort of, this hasn't been dealt with yet, maybe. And we don't sort of deal with this and then put it in the drawer and then it's over forever. That's not what happens with this card, and that's not happens with heartbreak. But I think that the time is now for you to really register how you're feeling. And so at this new moon in Virgo, in the 12th, it might be a beautiful time to call in some advice, here we go, from your ancestors. And that could be from this lifetime, that could be from lifetimes before this one, that could be from the ancestors of the land that you're sleeping on. But the guidance that you need in terms of your soul searching right now can be found in dreams. So I think that it would be really great for you, Libra, to, at this new moon, write down what it is that you wish to know before you go to sleep. And then in the morning, write down what you dreamt about. And as abstract or as non-linear or as confusing as that might be, with time, that's going to unfold itself for you, and you'll come to understand why it is that this had to happen, because there's no sense in jettisoning it off and trying to plug up these holes with something else at the moment. The time might be now to sit in it. And you can do that in safety with a guide. So find a guide. All right, Libra, that's your reading, my loves. You do take care, okay? It's gonna be good. This is a juicy part of our time here. You can probably feel it too amongst your friends and loved ones, that there's a different part of the brain that's being opened up, or there's a different perspective that's sort of unfolding in front of us all through the difficulty and through the hardship and the pain. There is a clearing. Remember that the Hermit card is a Virgo card, and the Hermit holds the star, which is an alien understanding of what we're here for. So if you want to get that cerebral, then maybe that's the way to go. I can read your birth chart if you like. Head over to umaruby.com. I'd be happy to do so. You can book in there. If you wanted to talk about tarot or astrology or anything like that, there's also a connect page. You can just write me a message. You can do it anonymously if you want. You don't have to put your name in. But I'd love to hear from you if you've got questions. I'll be happy to answer them the best way that I know how. I'll see you in 2 weeks, all right, for the full moon in Pisces. Until then, you take care, Libra. I love you very much.